My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, you are welcome to today's Word of God. Today, our readings were taken from Ezekiel chapter 17 from verse 22 to 24. The second reading was taken from 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 6 to 10. And the third reading was taken from Mark's Gospel chapter 4 verse 26 to 34. From these readings, we can easily pick the basic theme of the readings. From Ezekiel chapter 17, the Lord says this, from the top of the cedar, from the highest branch, I will take a shoot and plant it myself on a very high mountain. I will plant it on a high mountain of Israel. It will sprout branches and bear fruit and become a noble cedar. Every kind of bird will live beneath it. Every winged creature rests in its shade of its branches. And every tree of the field will learn that I, the Lord, I am the one. Let's take briefly from the second reading. St. Paul says, we are always full of confidence when we remember that to live in the body means to be exiled from the Lord, growing as we do by faith and not by sight. We are full of confidence, I say, and actually want to be exiled from the body and make our home with the Lord. And from the gospel passage, Jesus used different parables. He said the kingdom of God is compared like a seed that was thrown on land. Night and day while we are sleeping, and when we are awake, the seed is sprouting and growing, and how it does not know. Of its own accord, the land produces first the shoots, then the ear, then the full grain in the ear. And that parable he gave, he said, what can we say the kingdom of God is like? What parable can we find for it? It is like a mustard seed, which at the time of its sowing in the soil is the smallest of all seeds on earth. Yet, once it is sown, it grows into the biggest shrub of them all and puts out big branches so that the birds of the air can shelter in its shade. My brothers and sisters, from the readings we can understand that the shoot itself from the prophecy of Ezekiel given is Jesus Christ. And the seed itself was planted by the Son of God that grows. And St. Paul's yearning for the kingdom of God is that we have our final destination, and that is God Himself. And God is prefigured there as our shield, our protector. So Christ in the parable was talking about the city of God, where all of us will be sheltered on. He said every kind of bed. Remember the text from Ezekiel says, when that shoot shall grow up on that high mountain, every kind of bird will live beneath it. Every winged creature rests on its shade for its branches. Oh, praise the Lord. Hallelujah. And every tree of the field will learn that I, the Lord, am the one. So, the coming of Christ and the kingdom of God, or the Holy Spirit, all that came from the Lord. And so the Lord is the one working all the miracles. So we have no power. You know, it said like the mustard seed, when the kingdom of God is like the mustard seed. When planted, it grows to become the biggest tree. And that every kind of bird, how it grows, we do not know. When we are sleeping, it is growing. It's a night and day. And how it is sprouting, we do not know. The planter knows when to harvest the fruits. And that every kind of bird will come and take shelter under it. He said, and puts out big branches so that every bird of the air can shelter in its shade. That is the salvation God has given to all of us. that the kingdom of God or the city of God is a place of peace, a place of rest. Now, this city of God must begin from this world. As we go to the house of God, the temple of God, we are supposed to have solace from the temple of God. We also have healing from the temple of God. The reason why when we are praying, we should concentrate and pay attention to the word of God and pray fervently for God to heal us. No matter the situation you are facing, God is the shield. God is our protector. God is our healer. He is the owner of our being. In Wisdom chapter 7, Solomon said, all our intellect, all our practical things are in the hands of God. God created us, from the beginning of the world. God created the world. And he said, let us make men in our own image and likeness so that he can have command over everything. And having created man, he said, go and give command to everything on earth. And so we have the right to name anything. Authority has been given to us. But from the spiritual dimension, when Jesus was about to die and he rose from the dead, he told the apostles, Matthew's Gospel chapter 28, he said, go ye into the world and baptize them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Teach them all that I command you. I will be with you to the end of time. Now, the kingdom of God, like the mustard, started from Jesus Christ and the apostles, only 12 apostles, disciples. Now it has grown so big that the kingdom of God is a place of love, a place of peace. The reason why Christ said, love your neighbors as yourself. And you remember, he said in Matthew's Gospel, let your light so shine before men, so that seeing your good work, they might give praise to Heavenly Father. As a Christian, you must be able to exhibit the characteristics of God, the virtues of God, love, peace, kindness, mercy. And that is what we are supposed to realize in the house of God. The house of God is a place of rancor, or a place where people come to settle their scores. The reason why the minister who even extorts the people from their belongings is also guilty. Because God said, what I need is mercy and kindness and not sacrifice. He said, obedience is better than sacrifice. So it's my prayer for you today as we hear this word of God. If you are troubled, turn to the Lord. Give it to the Lord, and the Lord will answer you. He will never return you. He said, come to me, all you will labor and are overburdened, and I will give you rest. Shoulder my yoke and learn from me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Go to him now and receive the blessings of Jesus Christ. But you must believe in him, because he said, your faith has saved you. Your faith will always save you. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.